show you will never forget, featuring live on stage and representing the mothers from Jamaica via New York, Ed Robinson live.
Knock, knock, knocking on a heaven's door, boy.
Ed Robinson.
Do you remember?
Ed Robinson live in concert alongside the Fanatic Band, still in Manchester, Rachel. Saturday, May 13th at the Geneva Heritage back in South City, Grand Bay. Ed Robinson will sing for the mothers.
Mama, you know I love you.
Admission only $50 and tickets information please call 613-5008 or 245-0667. Ed Robinson live in concert.
If that love is for you.
Partners include Dominica Community Tourism, Grand Bay Tourism and Environmental Committee, Grand Bay Village Council, Grand Bay Center for the Arts and Culture, DGCEL Archipelago Kubuli Vibes Radio, and powered by JX Sound. Don't miss it.
All right, thank you very much. I did promise you to continue with our programming today, but of course the days got confused there. So it will be tomorrow from 10 to 11 because we will not have the regular Astafans program tomorrow. But of course, the Jollies program continue right here on Q95. So we'll continue talking this afternoon, okay? We'll continue talking this afternoon. There's so many things happening. You know, sometimes you get a little confused. But again, stay tuned to the big station. And of course, Jolly's program continue right here on the big station. I'll be back 12:30. We'll continue to talk at 1 o'clock.
Baby, right, gonna do all the things you like under the cover. that song tonight. Say I'm gonna love my baby right. Gonna do all the things she like under the cover. We don't want no guns in that song tonight. Say I'm gonna love my baby right. Gonna do all the things she like under the cover. Oh, 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 yeah. Oh, my baby. Oh, gosh. Oh, my lady. Oh, my baby. Oh, yeah. We don't want no guns in our song tonight. Say I'm gonna love my baby right. Gonna do all the things she like under the covers. We don't want no guns in our song tonight. Say I'm gonna love my baby right. Gonna do all the things she like under the covers. It's been a long day for you. Baby, let me take care of you. Maybe we can rendezvous under the cover. So put your legs up, baby. Don't be shy. We're gonna make love, lady, through the night. Don't you worry about no one, girl. It's you and I. Oh yeah. We don't want no guns in our song tonight. Say I'm gonna love my baby right. Gonna do all the things she like under the cover. We don't want no guns in our song tonight. Say I'm gonna love my baby right. Gonna do all the things she like under the cover. So tell me all your secrets, Lord. Even while we're making love, everything is perfect. Oh yeah, under the cover. 'Cause you make me feel like a natural being. Let me take care of you like a real man can. Oh well, no.
This episode of Health Vibes is brought to you by the brand you trust the most, Jolly's Pharmacy Limited, leading the way in health care.
I woke up this morning feeling real stink. I had the intentions to call it sling, but I end up in Jolly's Pharmacy. Great and down, you just treat Jolly's fix up my immune system. Got me feeling fit and strong, now I'm ready to work on the on any mission. If you see me working, Jolly's Pharmacy is number one, Jolly's working. We cater for everyone, Jolly's working. Boost up your immune system, Jolly's working. Yo, Dominic, say boy, Father Fox. Whenever I'm in town and I'm feeling down, I head to Jolly's Pharmacy. They boost me up real quick. Jolly's Pharmacy, leading the way in healthcare.
Jolly's Pharmacy presents a new and innovative radio program, Health Vibes. Health Vibes. Every Wednesday morning on Q95 FM. Health Vibes, hosted by Carlton Lando and Pearl Fontaine Butler. Health Vibes from 10:15 to 11 a.m. It's not just your average talk show. It's appealing and educational with a bit of humor. Real vibes on your health. Now that's the vibe. Health Vibes on Q95 every Wednesday from 10:15 to 11 a.m. with Pearl and Carlton. Tune in.
Welcome to Health Vibes, Dominica's most foremost program on health, medicine, nutrition, and wellness, featuring the latest news on conventional and alternative medicine and health care. Now, here's your host, Carlton Lando, and co-host, Pearl Fontaine Butler.
Good morning to you, Dominica. We are so happy that you have joined us again on another episode of Health Vibes. I have some very good news to share with you that Jolly's Pharmacy has won yet another award. This time it was an award that was given to us in the category of health and wellness, more specifically for our JNC, our Jolly's National Clinic. And that is a department of Jolly's that deals with all the public health education, promotion, the community clinic. We do offer to many companies screening for the staff, so we can come in with everything and do a full screening for the staff, and then submit a report. And it is one of a kind in Dominica, and so we received an award for innovation and social responsibility from the Dominica Industry Association of Industry and Commerce. And so we really want to thank them for recognizing us, and to the many other winners as well that received awards from the DAIC. Pearl, good morning
Congratulations.
to you. Thank you very much.
And I'm sure all of Dominica is quite proud of Jolly's Pharmacy.
Yes.
Because it is the brand that we trust the most. You do realize that, right?
Well, you said it the best.
Yeah, no, most certainly. So good morning to you, Carlton.
Good morning, my dear. I am battling with some sinusitis. It's that time of year for me. So it has me a bit cranky this morning. But needless to say, I mean,
You're
thank
still
God
in
for-
good shape.
Yeah, I'm still in good shape.
Very good.
You know,
very
and
good.
I was saying to a friend of mine yesterday, he said, but you're a doctor, why are you sick for? I said, well, you know what? I like the idea that I can get sick still. It means that I'm human.
But
right?
of course.
It means that I'm no different from you. Right? And
That's
so
right, that's right.
sometimes we have to remember that we are human and we're subjected to be ill at times.
Of course.
Pearl, you know, this morning we're going to have a very conversational show.
That's right. We
you
have
know,
an open show today, so if you have any questions.
Apparently we have a call already.
Wow.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning, caller. Okay, caller has gone. So, Pearl, I called you yesterday and I said to you, did you hear the news? As a broadcaster yourself, you may have, I think you said to me you saw something, you know, this dreadful news that came from St. Martin, on the weekend. I think I read it on Monday, well, rather yesterday, Tuesday, where this young lady succumbed to a situation, to be drugged. Right. It was Juve morning, apparently, in St. Martin, and this young lady was her drink was spiked or laced with ecstasy, which is a really deadly drug. Many people use it for day trip, as a day trip drug. Gets you very high, you hallucinate, you really do not, so you could just start taking off your clothes and not even know that you're taking off your clothes.
Right.
And apparently, minutes after drinking that drink, she collapsed and was brought to the hospital, and did all the blood chemistry, and they found out that she had ecstasy in her blood and was in a coma, and her doctors indicated that she was brain dead and she would not maybe, you know, have recovered. But apparently she died. She died on Monday, you know, from that. We also read about a story similar to this one in Guyana, where a popular DJ was at a line with his friends, and he took some ecstasy himself, and drank about 3 stouts after that. And whilst he was talking to his friends, they just saw him went forward, and they thought he fell asleep, not knowing that he had passed out, and he died a few hours after.
Wow.
Very young.
Wow. Well, that's the first story is actually one of our news items this morning, because, you know, it's such a glaring issue in society. We don't understand we don't understand the seriousness, the severity of taking these drugs. And even, you know, when we go out, we have to be so mindful and so aware of our surroundings and what's going on. I remember years ago in New York, when I would, you know, party a lot, you know, my mom would always say, listen, be aware, don't take any drinks from anyone, buy your own drinks. And then this was when I developed the way to enjoy myself, was to just order bottled water and keep the cap on at all times. I mean, you can't just go out and be naive and think that everything is okay. My mother said to me, when she used to party, people used to have cocaine, a line of cocaine on their arms. And so when they're jumping up and down, they will intentionally push their arm right under your nose, and you're partying, you're just breathing, you don't know that it's there. And these are the things that happen. And so we need to really be cautious. It's okay to always have a good time, but you can't just let your hair down and then forget what's going on around you, because there are predators out there, and it's really sad that this young girl had to experience something like that, just merely going out and having a good time.
And if we're hearing that, this happened in St. Martin, we're hearing of another case in Guyana. People travel all the time. Yes, it's true, we have border control, and, we have good screening at our airports and our ports of entries, but yet still, things can happen.
Right. So for those of you who have not heard about it, I will go ahead and share the news report with you. Basically, it's saying 20-year-old Rochelle Thomas has succumbed to complications after being hospitalized Thursday following an alleged drugging incident which occurred during the St. Martin Juve jump-up. Reports indicate that the young lady passed away of a ruptured vein, which came as a result of apparently being given a drink laced with the drug ecstasy on Thursday during the Juve jump-up. Rochelle Thomas was admitted to the St. Martin Medical Center, where she was diagnosed and pronounced in critical condition. She was declared brain dead with little chance of recovery. After days of close supervision in the intensive care unit, the young lady was eventually pronounced dead on Monday, May 1, at about 8:40 p.m. And so this is actually quite serious, And I don't think people are educated enough on the disadvantages of these kinds of drugs,
And that's a good thing that you've raised. I mean, it's important to know that this drug acted as a vasodilator, so it opened up her blood vessels at a quick rate, and so therefore it allowed more blood to pump into the system, accelerating the heart, and would cause a rupture of an artery or vein, and that means you would have internal bleeding that cannot be controlled.
Wow.
And you see, so these things are very, very, they're very, very dangerous, and we want to really say to people, you want to be cautious, particularly when you're liming with people. Somebody might just ask you if you want to drink, and you turn your back talking to other friends, and you just don't know. It could be another, it doesn't necessarily have to be ecstasy. It could be crack cocaine in there. It could be marijuana syrup. It could be any other thing, because I know of people who have gone to parties and were served marijuana cake in Dominica and were very, very ill. You understand? By they ate the cake and not knowing that it was laced with marijuana. So we have things that are happening around.
So parents, ensure that you have the conversation with your children. Oftentimes I see a lot of young people out late at night on the road, and I'm thinking, where are your parents? But parents, do have the conversation with your child. If you're one of those parents who allows your child to go out and to have a good time, do have the conversation, speak to them, so that they're not so naive, and that they are guarded and cautious, and perhaps they can even save somebody else's life, So on the international scene, CNN has reported an unexplained illness has claimed the lives of 12 people in Liberia since April 23. This is from the World Health Organization. 21 people have fallen ill, including an unknown number of children, and 3 remain hospitalized at Francis Grant Hospital in Sino County. Symptoms of the illness include headache, diarrhea, vomiting, and confusion, according to Fadela Chaib, a spokeswoman for the WHO. Health officials immediately tested the victims for Ebola, yellow fever, and Lassa fever, but they were all ruled out. Most of the ill attended a funeral for a Christian leader in Greenville on April 22. They have sent samples to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in Atlanta for further tests. According to Tom Skinner, a spokesman for the CDC, timing of events, duration between disease onset and death, higher case fatality among children are all suggestive of ingestion or exposure to a contaminant. Still, the CDC remains vigilant for other possible causes. Several cases have tested positive for malaria and have been treated accordingly, Skinner said. He added that a CDC team is in Liberia and working closely with the government to provide additional support. Carlton, what are your thoughts? Because last week we just had a conversation on vaccines and vaccinations and all of that, right? And we read up about how, they test in Africa first. Now, so, when I read this, that came right back to my remembrance, and I'm thinking, why is it that they're the ones that just always get the diseases first? I will pose that question again.
I think one of the answers that is often given is merely because they say, the experts say that it's their geographical location. That is because it's a very tropical continent, they're more prone to what we call tropical diseases. And so that might be one of the reasons, merely because the environment in itself helps with incubation of certain viruses and bacteria compared to Europe, where it's very, very cold. So that is one of the thoughts that is out there. I mean, from a sociological standpoint, there might be other arguments that may come to the forefront for discussion. But I think it's I mean, again, Pearl, I know you're very deep in your faith and stuff. Again, mystery illness. They cannot say exactly what is the cause of all these people falling sick. I guess we will get to know there might be some disease lurking around that might be causing the symptoms that the story basically outlined to us.
Now, just a quick question for you. Some parents have mentioned to me that there is a virus or something going around where little children have been getting sores on their mouths and things like that. Have you noticed any frequency in the pharmacy regarding?
Maybe not, because I'm seldom in the dispensary, but I know of impetigo, which is a tropical disease as well. We see impetigo more prevalent during the warm season. So you would find during the summer season, you're going to have a spike in the cases of impetigo.
And what are the
impetigo
symptoms?
basically is a skin infection that affects usually the mouth area, the ears, the face, and you can get it in the flank area, right around the waistline. It would begin with a small bump, and then it will make a cluster of water with pustule, and would burst. Usually the main cause of impetigo is poor sanitation. So it's usually associated with dirty environments, unsanitary environments. It's very highly contagious. So if one child comes to school with impetigo, on touching, it's actually a communicable disease. Other children can catch it. It's very itchy, so you'd find the child scratches the sore consistently. On touching another area, another part of the body, that bacteria can spread to the other part of the body.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Carlton. We have a caller. Good morning.
Good morning, caller.
Land. Hello.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning, my friend. How are you?
I love beauty. I love splendor. I to all so sweet and fair. All must surely gaze in the wonder. And that is what I love about Dominica. so majestic, on touch, green,
yes,
and luscious mountains. Very interested program today.
Thank you.
I am very sorry about the young lady that died from that mishap.
Mm-hmm.
I say I'm very sorry about the young
Yes.
lady that Pearl spoke about that died from that mishap
Yes.
in Antigua. So sad to
St.
hear
Martin.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me?
In St. Martin.
Was it Martin?
Yes.
So sorry to hear.
That's fine.
I just want to say that keep up the good work and congratulations to the pharmacy Jolly.
Thank
And
you
I just
so
want
much.
you to know that only Dominica's is not only I would say a customer Barbados too, because when I'm there, I went already and I'll be coming.
Yes.
So I'm very interested, and thanks for keeping me in touch on Facebook with everything that is going on. So congratulations to you again,
Thank you.
and to the land I love so dearly,
I know that.
Dominica.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. So we were talking, Pearl, about the impetigo. So basically what we say to people, if you notice that your child has impetigo, or you see the clusters coming on with pustules and it's burst, and usually when it bursts, it oozes and so forth. If you do have Neosporin or triple antibiotic, you want to use that. You'd want to use preferably an antiseptic soap to bathe the child. That child should have his or her own towel. The towel should not be shared at all by any other member of the family. You really want to avoid pets from entering the house, dogs, cats, particularly away from the furniture. You really want to keep them outside and from the rugs and furniture. You really want to sanitize your counters, your tables, your floors with bleach and warm water, you want to ensure that if you recognize that it's getting worse, the child may need oral antibiotics, and you can only get that with a prescription. And so you want to be reviewing that. And if you have one child and then they're sharing beds, the child is sharing bed with another child, you may really want to have them separate for the time being to avoid contamination.
Great. So I hope everyone was listening. And I know this is, like you said, your sinusitis is acting up at the moment.
It is acting
I'm
up.
sure a lot of people are experiencing that. So what are some of the things that we have at Jolly's that can, help somebody go through? Because listen, sometimes I go into certain banks and I see some people always rubbing their nose and things like that. And some people, I will always engage in conversation. So they take Claritin D, they take this. If I ever have some kind of flare up, which I rarely do, but there is something that I like that works for me. It may not work for everybody. So what are some of the things that Jolly's offers?
It depends on the symptoms that you're experiencing and the complications that may come. And so if you're having just mere sneezing, some people, they have what we call rhinitis, inflammation of the membrane of the nostrils. That in itself can cause irritation and give rise to pain, and oftentimes they sneeze a lot. So what you basically need in that case is an antihistamine as one of the first line treatment. Antihistamines basically are going to block mast cells. They're going to block histamines, which would cause the allergic reaction. So things like Claritin, as you've mentioned, or you call it Loratadine, Zyrtec, which is cetirizine, Piriton, can be used as well. Benadryl can also be used. Some people may require a decongestant as well because their nostrils are all blocked up. Even when they try to blow, nothing is coming out, and so they would need something to assist them. So pseudoephedrine is usually one of the first line treatment as a decongestant. The only caution though is that if you're hypertensive, you may be want to be very careful about using pseudoephedrine, as it can cause elevation in the blood pressure. You also want to know particularly if your blood pressure is kind of erratic, 1 minute it's high, the next minute it's low, you really want to maybe avoid using pseudoephedrine. So the option then that'd be available for you would be normal saline, or what we call salt water. So even going in the sea and having a sea bath is going to actually help to decongest the nostrils. Now, if you're having pain, pressure pressure pain, particularly around the eye area, the forehead area, it means that the sinuses themselves are severely inflamed and would need an anti-inflammatory agent. And that is one you would need maybe something like Nasonex, Rhinase, any of these types of anti-inflammatory corticosteroids. So those are anti-inflammatory corticosteroids that are used to reduce the inflammation of the sinuses and the mucosal lining, and that should basically take care of it. For me, I suffer with postnasal dripping, so most of the mucus gets back to the back of my throat and gets down into and lodges into my throat, and so I always have to be pulling off mucus. Yeah. So in a case like that, what you really need is an active ingredient like dextromethorphan or guaifenesin, which is going to help to break up the mucus in the nasal cavity and the throat. Some people, for me, I just use a strip of shilling oil. I just put it on my forehead. That basically helps as a decongestant, but shilling oil can be very sensitive to the eye. So I would normally use it in the evening, and you do not use the shilling oil or any type of hash eucalyptus type base oil in the nostril. It will burn the nostril and cause you to have sores in the nostril. So you could use just a little dot of the oil between the forehead area, on the bridge of the nose, and making sure that maybe you're going to rest at that time.
What about inhaling?
You can inhale it as well, but do not put the oil itself inside of your nose, as it will cause severe blisters.
Okay. Well, I hope that, assisted everybody, because I know a lot of people are going through. So we have a caller.
We have a caller.
Right.
Good morning to you, caller.
Good morning.
A very good program. Good morning to you all on the listening public.
Good morning to you, my friend.
I know when people are sick in their kidney, you get this swelling of the feet. What other causes could cause the feet to swell and then certain time a little itching? I'm listening.
That's a good question. Congestive heart failure is one of the causes of swelling of the feet. If your sodium level is very high in your blood, that could cause fluid retention as well. If your kidneys, as she said, is not functioning very well, that can cause excessive swelling. Some allergic reactions as well, what we call hypersensitivities, they can cause swelling too of the extremities and the other parts of the body. And so you would want to, the important thing though is if you recognize that you're having an abnormal swelling, you certainly would want to have go to see a doctor and have a thorough examination and analysis to find out exactly what's happening. So your doctor may say, well, let's do an ECG. Your doctor may recommend a chest X-ray as well, particularly a pneumonia can also cause that. Your doctor may recommend certain kidney function tests. He may recommend an E&U, electrolyte urea test, a bond test. All of those are a specific test to look at your electrolyte levels and if your kidneys are functioning very well. Certain abnormalities, so even certain tumors can also cause swellings as well. So you may want to be screening for cancers as well. Some cancers can be what we call malignant and some can be benign. And so these are some of the investigations that may have to take place. One of the concerns too, particularly of the feet, is that if you have too much swelling, it could cause what we call cellulitis, whereby the mucosal, the underneath the skin could begin to break. So the skin could cause breakage. So you could find that your skin gets extremely dry and scaly because of the expansion of the skin. And then when the skin has expanded too much to its fullest capacity, then it causes breakage. And you could have oozing of fluid and pain on the sides. And that's what we call cellulitis. That in itself would require antibiotics and an anti-inflammatory agent.
Okay. All right. We have another caller. Good morning. Well, you can call us back at any time.
Certainly.
Wow, that's
And we see that, and we see it more particularly in obese people. People who are very, very obese, they are more prone to have swelling of the feet. Pregnant women as well are more prone to have swelling of the feet. Good morning to you, caller.
good morning.
Good morning. Very interesting program.
Thank you very much.
You know, swelling of the feet alone, no? Sometimes you see me feet so black, yeah, I seen some, I just watch some ladies and men, their feet black.
Can you speak a little louder?
I tell you something, I watching some people's feet are black.
Discolorization.
All right, and another thing again I watch. Sometimes when you watch on their eyes and behind their neck, have a blackness, and on the side of their face too, having a blackness too. What really causes
All right,
that?
that's another interesting question that you've raised, and that is
Thank you
true.
very much.
Yes, and we see those black rings more specifically around obese people, and we see it a lot among women. It's usually a sign that this individual may develop diabetes. So it's actually now is recognized as a first line sign of early onset diabetes. And so that is of caution, particularly the rings around the black rings around the neck. Sometimes people think, well, it's what we would call in colloquial quas, and it's not always that case. I know she spoke about the discolorization of the feet, and usually when we see that, that gives sign that there is some pus circulation settling in the feet. With pus circulation, that can mean or spell severe complications, which could even lead in very dire stage of amputation. You could have people losing their feet in cases like that. And so we always say to people, if you do experience, or you're seeing your feet is getting very discolorized, very dark, you may experience pain, or you may not have pain, but you find that your legs are very tired, you have difficulty walking, this is time to definitely visit your doctor and have the relevant blood tests done.
So, Carlton, you've brought in some products today. I'm quite excited to hear what we're going to be talking about.
Yes.
Okay, so we have here. Are you ready for me?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
You put me to the test.
So we have this product, which is a moisturizing lotion. And I think a lot of people would know about this, but I think particularly this is good because it's a lot of times dermatologist recommended. It's fragrance free, and it's good for people who have sensitive skin. It's also very lightweight, so which is why I like this, but you can...
But Pearl, you look like you know more about the product than I do. Pearl is a mini pharmacist in the making, you know. So, but Pearl, yes, you have really highlighted the key features of this product already. Citrafil, as it is called, and today's a good day to actually get a paper and a pen and mark down. There might be some information that you want to keep to yourself, share with a neighbor, share with a friend. You might hear us talking about a condition that might be indicated for the product, and you might be able to share that information with a friend. Now is a good time to do that. So the product is Citrafil. It is CETAPHIL. It is one of the signature products that we have in the pharmacy specifically for our clients that suffer with psoriasis and eczema. Two chronic skin dyscrasias or disorders that affect so many people, particularly our little ones. So many of our children are being born with eczema, and so many people are developing psoriasis, chronic inflammatory conditions. And people are always trying to wonder, what product can I use? You know, what is the best, which is the best product? The Citrafil is an excellent choice. As Pearl highlighted, it is one of those products, of the products that we have, that is highly recommended by most dermatologists. It helps to restore your skin, natural protection barrier. It keeps your skin moisturized and hydrated, and that is very important because for as a cosmetologist, Pearl would know that the skin is the largest organ of the body.
That's right.
It's the first thing that we look at. It's one that is highly often prejudiced. Somebody doesn't want to sit by you because they don't like how your skin look, or they find that your skin doesn't look clean, or they see spots on your skin, and people try to, don't want to really sit close to you. So you really want to pay attention in protecting your skin. This is a fragrance-free product. It's an excellent brand product. And based on the key features of the product and the benefits that it's going to have for you and for your skin, it is a prime product of choice. Let me say as well that it's not merely only indicated for people who suffer with eczema or psoriasis. Even for us who have very normal skin, you may not necessarily want something that is laced with too many harsh chemicals. You might want something as natural, as close to natural as possible. Then the Cetaphil is a great lotion for your skin. Now, you might ask, lotion versus cream. Lotions, they basically contain more water, so they're more water-based than creams. And so lotions are often preferred to be used on the skin many times, particularly for people with sensitive skin, than creams.
One of the things that I like about Cetaphil, though, is that because we live in a hot climate, I prefer a lightweight hydration rather than something that's thick and creamy and too oily. So this is one of the reasons why I would choose Cetaphil. So next we have a product here, as we're on skin, by Shea Moisture, and it's the African Black Soap Eczema and Psoriasis Therapy Body Wash. And it says that it has a medicated cleansing ability. Now, I think this is also something that people can look into, because I used to suffer with eczema many years ago, and one of the things that they said that you should not use is bar soap, because a bar soap is very drying. It doesn't matter what it is. So I had to therefore switch to liquid moisturizers, body washes, and I was able to overcome that stage. I mean, I was quite young, but I remember it. And we had to only use body washes. So it a lot of times the body washes are hydrating, more moisturizing for the skin. So,
but when you used your body wash at the time, you used a specific one, not the regular ones.
Oh no! It was always anything that was for sensitive skin, But what I like about Shea Moisture products is that they're really conscious of the environment and the products that they put into it. So you'll find that they won't have a lot of harsh chemicals. So no parabens, no mineral oil, no synthetic fragrance, no synthetic colors, no sulfates, no animal testing. So they're quite conscious, and I think this is an excellent brand.
It's one of the newer products that we've brought in. Apparently, it was one that was recommended to us by a visiting doctor who told us how well this product was doing on some other islands, and we've decided to bring it in. I know it's not very cheap. It's $80.22. But if you do suffer with eczema or psoriasis, you would know that many times people are very conscious about their look and how their skin appears in public. And anything that would make their skin look more acceptable, more, hydrated, more, normal in a sense, they would basically want a product that would help them. So the Shea Moisture product was established since 1912. So the brand has been around for a very, very long time, and it's really made from the African soap line. So it's a product that is very, very organic in nature. The active ingredients are all organic, homeopathic active ingredients. There's no chemical, as Pearl alluded to, and we're talking about synthetic chemical, and it's a specific liquid body wash that is made for people suffering with these conditions, psoriasis and eczema. And you would basically use it as a soap substitute on showering. It is really, really good. We normally recommend that you use it with warm water. If you do not, you could use it with cold water as well. And you could use it as, it is preferred to be used as your main body wash product. So you can get this product at the store. It is the Sheer Moisture African Black Soap Body Wash, and that is available at both location for $80.22.
We have a caller. Good morning.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning again.
Good morning, dear.
High inflammation could also trigger eczema. And to cope with that, you have to first sterilize the clothing of the people. They do not have to have dirty clothes on them, cool their body, detox their body. They could use for children 1 teaspoon of virgin coconut oil 3 times a day. For adults, 1 tablespoon 3 times. And the local oats that we eat, you put some to soak in some water, and after that, you use that water there to saturate the skins of the people or the area that has the eczema, and it will definitely take the eczema away. And I would like to know, for people who have varicose veins and their feet are swollen and it looks very ugly, what is the solution for that, please? Thank you very much.
Varicose veins. Well, what's the cause of varicose veins, though?
Varicose veins is basically considered a circulatory condition or disorder. There are many causes. It's basically when the vein gets swollen and painful because of excessive straining. So if for people who stand a lot, they are more prone to have varicose veins after a while. People who are obese or very heavy, they too are more prone to have varicose veins. There have also been some studies have shown it could be hereditary as well. So in some families, they're more prone. We see that varicose vein is more common in women than in men, and so more women tend to develop varicose veins than men. There are procedures that are done with varicose veins. Most of it is done overseas, and so doctors can actually do laser. There's a type of laser procedure that can be done to actually help to release the swelling and the pain that the client would be having. But most of the times they would have to see a cardiologist.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Thank you, Carlton. All right. So what do we have next? Oh, so this is a favorite of mine.
Why so?
Well, because it's natural, right? And it's made right here in Dominica. It's the Jolly's Pharmacy brand, which is another reason why I like it, because I support local. I'm very big on that. But it's the Bay Off Insect Repellent Spray. And I think that this was such an amazing initiative. And the only active ingredient in it is bay oil. So, Carlton, let's talk about this.
Well,
and it's affordable.
It's affordable. Most insect repellents, they do contain an active ingredient called DEET. And DEET is a synthetic chemical that is classified as a pesticide. Now, there have been some studies that have linked DEET to causing neurological disturbances. So that means that DEET, when it gets into the body, it can cause some complications to the brain. And
this product is DEET-free.
It's DEET-free. Now, when we launched this product on the market, we recognized during the tourist season, many people, the white people, were buying this product. And they took their time and they really read the product. And they were excited to know that there was an insect repellent which did not have DEET. And I think many of them have read about DEET and have understood some of the complications that studies have shown it causes and have decided to stay away from it. And hence the reason why we decided not to add DEET. Yes, it is a product, it is a synthetic chemical that has been proven to really keep bugs away, mosquitoes away from the skin. But because of the complication that it causes later down, we decided when you weigh and balance, if we are talking about natural and organic, why not, not include this active ingredient in the mosquito repellent? And we decided, based on our own research, that bay oil was a very, very good alternative. And
right.
what bay oil does is that the mosquitoes hate the smell and they just keep away from you.
And so we have a really great
So the
product
Bay
here.
Off mosquito repellent is a signature product from Jolly's Pharmacy, and this too is available. The mosquito season is approaching. I think it's here already. I'm seeing them in my house.
We always have mosquitoes.
We always have mosquitoes. And so this is a product that you definitely want to have right now. The Bay Off insect repellent. You can get it on the spray and you can get it as well in the lotion.
Okay, now let's talk about supplements for men, because a lot of times men don't feel that supplements are for them unless it's like for muscle building and that kind of stuff. Like they think that's the supplements that they need. But here we have some men's health and well-being supplements. So let's talk about
Prostavital. Prostavital was a huge seller. It's still a huge seller. I remember the first time I spoke about Prostavital on the Match Show on a Friday, it sold out that weekend.
Wow.
We had customers buying 3 and 4 boxes to send away because somebody had heard and wanted it as well. It's one of the products that comes from Europe, Great Britain, England. It is a product specifically to help with the prostate glands. So for men,
lycopene here.
right? So men who are above 40, doctors normally recommend that from age 40 you should begin to have your screening done for your prostate. And so these great supplements helps with your prostate care and health. And at the same time, it gives you a complete balance of all the key nutrients and vitamins that your body would require. So it's a great nutritional support for all men of all ages, particularly those who are in the age group from 40 and beyond. It is a 1-a-day preparation, so you really don't have to be thinking of taking this how many times a day. And so for the men who have an enlarged prostate where they might find themselves peeing a lot, can't hold their urine, not even for a minute extra, this preparation will help with that problem.
One of the things I can appreciate about this product, though, is the inclusion of herbs.
Yes.
So we see things like saw palmetto, nettle, pumpkin seed oil. And I think that this is really great. I think this speaks volumes to this company who is promoting men's health and wellness.
And you still have your amino acid, which would give you your source of protein and energy that you require. I mean, this is really, truly a great product. And as you said, Pearl, you do not have to wait for you to be ill or for a doctor to say to you, well, your prostate is a bit enlarged and you need to be on something. Since you're approaching 40, you're 40, you want to begin to be more conscious about your body and the changes that your body will be going through. So the Prostavital, this is available for $61.90, and you will actually get 30 capsules in the box. And so, in a sense, practically $2 for a capsule. You might find that it's expensive, but I can guarantee you that this is a great nutritional aid for your body that you need right now, particularly if you have a prostate enlargement problem.
Well, we do have a few other products, but we've come to the end of our program.
I've recognized
so,
that.
Yeah, so we should continue.
We will.
Another day.
Will.
Go ahead, Carson.
So, the month of May is a great month for us. We are collaborating with the Ministry of Health, more specifically the dental department, in commemoration of Oral Health Week, which will begin on May 14 and end on the 19th. Jolly's Pharmacy is again the main sponsor for Oral Health Week coming on stream. We will be having the oral health, the dental experts on our show to talk about their concerns. I know there was a survey that was done.
That's right.
And they will have some information to relay about the survey. The newsletters are in every month. Jolly's Pharmacy, in collaboration and support with First Domestic Tongue Group of companies. We, as the main sponsor for the Health in Focus magazine, produced by Jolly's Pharmacy. The new edition is out. The focus is on gingivitis, and it's in commemoration with Oral Health Week. Get your copy at our point of sales and ensure that you read as much as you can on the various topics and issues that we'll be covering every month on our Health in Focus newsletter. So until next time, Pearl.
Yeah, and until next time, go out, have a great day, and
Go
do
out.
something great.
Do something positive. Take care. Bye-bye.
You're listening to Health Vibes. You were listening to Health Vibes, a production of Jolly's Pharmacy Limited.
Take care of